It's upon us now, talking about the Olympics, and that's where we're going to start the show tonight. We're going to talk a lot about the Olympics. Exciting times ahead of us as we look towards the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Greetings to you. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, I just gave you what will take a large chunk off the show tonight. It's talking about the Olympics, talking about Team Nigeria, talking about preparation, talking about all of the things happening in Nigeria with regards to the Olympics, and of course also with a global perspective. We're still in the aftermath of the Euro 2020 finals. The Italians, the Azzurris, the champions, they received a hero's welcome in Italy. We'll talk about that on the show as we move on. We'll also talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League, give you a slice of the Aiteo Cup, what to expect. We'll also take a look at, we're beginning to look at who might likely win the Nigeria Professional Football League title. It's beginning to look like a team is well positioned to win that title for now. But we'll look at all of that. We'll also look at, still talking about the aftermath, some things happening to some players in the England squad, some things that has been condemned. We'll also talk about all of that. That's the outlook of the show. I want you to sit back, relax, and also thank you once again for joining us on the show as we take a look at all of these issues and everything in between. Of course, before I go on the show, let me quickly introduce my partner in the Lagos studio. As usual, on Tuesday evenings, I have Kehinde Idris with me. Kehinde Idris, good to you. Thanks for being here this lovely Tuesday evening.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to, share another Tuesday evening with you in the studio. And so many times I look forward to you reeling out what the menu looks like. And if the Olympic is taking the large chunk, it should. It's 10 days to the Olympic. For the pandemic, I guess the entire show would have been on different angles of the Olympic. But sure, it is what it is. So, and we're also having so many exciting stories from the home front. So it should do well. It should take a large chunk.
All right, sir. That's it. Let me also bring in my colleague, Austin Okon-Akpan, from, of course, in London, United Kingdom. Austin joins us on the show. Greetings to you, Austin. Thanks for finding out time to be with us on the show tonight.
Sporty greetings, Yemi, and of course to all our viewers. Always a delight to be on the show to talk sports, because it's an action-packed world of sports. I hear you talk about the Olympics, and you do it with some excitement now. It tells you that it's upon us. And of course, what a weekend it was. I was telling the guys in the morning that what happened over the weekend confirmed once again that impossible is nothing. Argentina won the Copa America. Novak Djokovic still powering on, equaling the Grand Slam titles of the other guys. Ashley Barty winning a second Grand Slam title and a first Wimbledon title. And of course, the Euros. After a long wait, Italy did it. Good to be on the show.
All right, thank you. And of course, some of the things you talked about are the things we're going to be looking at. On Friday, I jokingly said, a lot of people are saying it's coming home, but I said home might be Rome, and it turned out that home is Rome, as it is. But we'll talk about all of that later on the show. Exciting times ahead. But guys, let's start from where we should start. The biggest sporting event on the planet. No arguments about it. It is the Olympics, Tokyo 2020, to be held in 2021, and it is 10 days. You can feel the excitement. Yeah. I'm not in Tokyo, but I'm seeing a lot of this going on. I'm not going to be asking you guys if you're feeling the vibes. If you're not feeling the vibes with 10 days to go, you're probably not on this planet as we speak. Everything is set. Yeah. Everything is set and it's going on the way it should.
You need to just probably open your social media, or you get to follow sporting news and all of the stories.
Not even just that. It's front page newspapers.
That's what I'm saying. Anything that has to do with news, sports. You find an angle. I saw the Kenya first batch, had left the country last week. Second batch is leaving Ghana, Nigeria. There is this exhibition match. There is something linking to the Olympics. I just saw, a meet where Okagbare took part and all of that. And it's all built up to the Olympics. See, we're here talking about some faction or some group saying they don't want the Olympics to start. Right about now, you can imagine how less we're hearing those, you know, those comments.
I'm not hearing them.
I'm not exactly.
I'm not hearing
because everybody is now having their fingers crossed, having to chill. Everybody has landed in Tokyo, or a little number remaining to join up in Tokyo. And all they want to say, especially at the home front, the fans. Maybe the administrator might still have 1 or 2 worries because work hasn't ended. You continue doing the work precautions. But for the fans, now they are waiting to see the best of the best, creme de la creme. We're talking of Olympics Game Village Open. You know, so the vibe is here.
Yeah,
whether you like it or not, it's already taking, you know.
And that's it on your screen. The touch relay continued. Well, his journey in Tokyo is abridged. We can understand with all of the issues currently in Japan. This one was done in a Tokyo park due to COVID-19 restrictions. It happened today. Is the 5th of 15 days in the Japanese capital.
Yeah.
In most other places, it taught for 3 days, but in Tokyo, it's going to be 15, and he had to.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
That is the home.
That's where everything is happening. And, of course, the Japanese government, on Thursday, it was inevitable, declared a state of emergency.
Yeah.
I mean, it was inevitable. It was always going to happen. And officials also have announced to us there will be no spectators.
Yeah.
They announced it with very heavy hearts because at some point they thought they were going to be able to
get spectators, especially the home spectators.
Yes.
Yeah.
But let me get Austin into this discussion. You've been the guy telling us to be cautious, and kudos to the organizers. They didn't throw caution to the wind. They wanted the Olympics. They've given all. They've given all. I mean, there's nothing else to give. The only thing probably is to say cancel the Olympics. Everything that should be the benefit of the Olympics, they've sacrificed almost everything. And it appears like the dissenting voices, we can't even hear them anymore, by the way.
Yeah, and I hope that we don't get to hear them anymore. I remember when I touched down in Brazil in 2014 for the World Cup, every day protest, every day. But when the World Cup got into the round of 16, everybody calmed down now because they're beginning to see, you know, some stunning football. I hope that happens with the Olympics. In terms of caution, the organizers don't have any choice here, because they know that the only thing they have to do for this Olympics is to give us a game, they give us games that is tied around safety, because persons are waiting to say, didn't we tell you that you shouldn't have this Olympics? So the IOC, they're working with the local organizing committee. They're ensuring that persons who are not supposed to be there won't be there. They've apologized to spectators. We can't have you guys around. They're taking risk, but they are trying to take calculated risk. They're trying to be careful, you know, because you don't want to start the Olympics and then things just go from bad to worse to terrible. You know, it will speak well for them, you know, because COVID has already done enough damage. So let's just hope that the Olympics comes, you know, and then we don't get to, you know, hear of any ugly incidents. The athletes go out there, give us the best, and then we just talk about the sporting action alone. That's what I'm hoping for, Yemi.
All right. No side attractions. You can take it for granted. Nothing. Because, I mean, let's switch gears. Now, let's talk about the Olympic Village. I mean, just like you predicted and some other guys predicted, so many rules. I mean, you could hardly breathe with some of those rules.
Yeah.
You go there, you're not expected to leave the games village except when you go to train, and you're being closely monitored. The news is that athletes are beginning to arrive in batches at the Olympic Village. You can see pictures there. And it's going to be something like a gulf. There's going to be a demarcation between them. They're not going to interact with the people of Tokyo. They're going to be kept. You're just going to, from where you're residing at the Games Village to your event
where
venue,
your sports is,
or to train before your event. No sightseeing, no shopping. I mean, a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just that Games Village is accustomed to the Olympics and so many sporting. It would have been called the bubble.
Yes.
This would have been Olympics bubble, but because there is a Games Village in the terminologies, or in you know, when you're talking of the Olympics, that is why they had to call it the Games Village.
But it's been made to look like
everything is a bubble.
It's a bubble, yeah.
Where you do everything in there, and you don't find yourself on the other side of the law. They are as stern as you. If you're the most elite athlete there and you go against, the kind of hammer that will fall on you, because they don't want even you to put yourself at risk, not you putting other people at risk. Even you, we don't want you to come to Tokyo and go back complaining or go back with so many funnies. So they are trying everything, like Austin said, they are taking risk, but this risk is as calculated. And I said it. See, after the Tokyo Olympics, those who will win gold medal, bronze medal, silver, bronze, and all of that, it will feel the sweetest because you're coming from the toughest place to get a medal from this. And for the organizers, hopefully we won't have so much talk of COVID spread. Do you know they will feel as fulfilled as possible after this if they can pull this? Because like it is said, I was listening to like a documentary last week, and it said the entire world needs to come behind Japan, Tokyo, to help them host this successfully, because they are the only country that hosted the Olympics in the time of the pandemic. And it's something nobody have got a manual for. Nobody have got a template. This is how you do it and all of that.
All right.
So they are doing everything possible. Yoshihide Sugar and also Thomas Bach on both hands are doing a massive job, and I hope this goes so well. And
we must also have the Tokyo governor as well.
Exactly, the governor, yes, exactly.
All right. Let me go to Austin. I know he's still with me. we are stopping short of calling it a bubble, but that's what it is. It is a bubble. Even though it's called a games village, it is a bubble. Everything that makes it a bubble is there. And it's going to host about 11,000 athletes. And the rules are so stern, Steve. There's a ban on singing. There's a ban on congregating. And I'm beginning to feel for these athletes, because it looks like it might be tough to be in Tokyo. Like Kennedy said, everything is for their safety, but these rules is tough.
I mean, this is an Olympics where you just go to compete. If a journalist just go and cover, don't go beyond the perimeter. That's why they're telling you that they will track persons, they'll put GPS to know where you're going, because yes, they don't just want to say bubble, because when you say bubble, people start feeling like they're being locked up somewhere, or they need to be mega careful, or they start thinking that every day that someone is tested, they're going to test positive. That's why they're not using that word, but it is what it is. They're trying to control persons and where they go to and what they do, just to ensure that even if someone tests positive, that it doesn't spread. And I said it, that the word here is caution, the word here is safety, They're just trying to give us an Olympics just so we don't, go down history and say the 2020 Tokyo Olympics never held because of COVID. They're braving the odds. They're pushing. They want to make sure that this happens. And these athletes, I remember when we used to feel for them every day. They're saying the uncertainty was killing. Are they going to compete at the Olympics? This is a 4-year preparatory plan, Yemi. So just imagine how devastating it would have been if this Olympics doesn't hold. So athletes know now that it is from your games village to the center where you're going to have your event. You win. Now you celebrate, you lose, you go back to your room, So everyone has got to be responsible, because you don't want to go to the Olympics and then you come back sad, or you go to the Olympics and then you come back testing positive, or having scare around your camp. So it is what it is. I don't blame the organizers that they are stiff. That's the right word to use. Yes, they've been stiff. They've put everything in place to ensure that they control whatever happens at the Olympics, and I think that's the right thing to do. So, in all, we just want to have an Olympics Games, and then at the end of the day, everybody go back home, and then we just have, thank God that, yes, it came and it has gone.
All right, so that's it. Well, hopefully we'll come back here to say that everything went the way it should. All right. There's something that's making a lot of basketball fans happy in Nigeria. It's not a medal that we've won, but Nigeria playing against the United States of America. Call it a scrimmage, call it a friendly. A lot of us don't care.
Exhibition.
We don't even care. But the fact that Nigeria will play a United States team that had Kevin Durant and all the other guys.
Damian Lillard, yeah.
And Nigeria came out on top and defeated them. There's been a lot of reaction. I'm going to get your own reaction. I'm going to get Austin's reaction. But that's a beautiful report we've put together on the reaction, how surprising it is. Although we must say the United States have lost the second game. That's not holding brief for them. They're the best team in the world. But the fact that Nigeria came out tops in a friendly. A lot of people are celebrating it as if we've won a medal. But let's check out this report. We'll come back, get the views of the guys, how excited they are, and the prospects, now that we've beaten the United States, the prospects of getting on the podium at the Olympics.
Nigeria becomes the first African nation to beat the USA in basketball after the Tigers, made up of 6 NBA stars, stunned the Americans 90 to 87 points in a warm-up game before the Tokyo Olympics. Nigeria's win in Las Vegas comes 9 years after the United States outclassed the Tigers 157 to 73 at the London 2012 Olympics. Head coach Mike Brown is delighted to lead the team in making history.
We're looking forward to showing not just the people in Nigeria, but the people on the continent of Africa and the people around the world that there's a lot of Nigerian talent out there.
Basketball enthusiasts were not left out in the excitement, as they are confident that the team will attain a podium finish at the Games.
We're very excited. We're praying for them. We want them to go to Tokyo and just make the best of it and put Nigeria on the map. But I think all of us as a country and as a basketball-loving group, we can learn from the Tigers. You just go ahead, no matter how big the giant is, you just keep trusting forward until you get the results you want.
I'm not really surprised because of the number of talents that Nigeria have in the NBA. Each year we have increasing number of Nigerians playing in top leagues, top clubs in the NBA. And we have such talent here even in Nigeria. We're so excited, and we believe they'll do well in the Olympics. I mean, they beat the US, so I think they have a chance if they keep doing what they're doing right.
It's a signal, it's a message sent to everybody, to all the participating teams that is going to come to the Olympic, that if an African team can beat America, so that means everybody is beatable. So that means the caretaker of the national team are working well. Then we have a good coach too. And we just hope we're going to see something positive that will come out of this.
The match offers the Nigerian coach an opportunity to prune his 15-man squad to 12 players before the Olympic Games.
All right, welcome back. Let me go to Austin first. I want you guys to make your comments brief because we're about to go on a break. But I want to get Austin's thoughts. Should we downplay this, or should we enjoy the moment? I'm torn. It's not the Olympics yet. It's a scrimmage. What do we do? Downplay it or enjoy the moment? Kennedy Idris in the studio was saying, say it loud, let the world know. That would be the United States. But I don't know what you think about all of this.
That's what it is. I mean, how dare we downplay a record-breaking performance, history-making achievement, So at the start of the show, I told you it was a record-breaking week, and I forgot to mention the D Tigers. What a story. First African team to beat the United States of America. It is what it is on record. With Nigeria defeated the United States of America 90 to 87. We should save this moment. It should push us to do more. We should sustain the momentum. And that's what I love what Coach Mike Brown did after beating the United States of America. Went on to get a blowout result against Argentina, 23-point win over, I think, the fourth ranked team in the world. Tonight, if they beat Australia, I don't want anybody to tell me anything. We just need to believe that when they go to the Olympics, they are going to give the sort of performance. I tweeted something and I said, I don't care who is talking about this guy is not being full Nigerians. I said, God bless them for accepting to represent Nigeria. And I see Namdi India, I see Wamu, I see Nigerian names. I see persons who want to give Nigeria some good representation out there. And we love them already. We're proud of this achievement. And we will savor the moment. We'll relish it, and most importantly, we will sustain this momentum and use it to do better things in the future.
All right, quick one before I go to Idris. Quick one. Podium finish. There's no hiding place now. You've beat US, you've beat Argentina. No hiding place. Everybody knows us. Podium finish, possible? Quick one.
I wish you would let me say this after I watched them against Australia. But when you beat the United States of America and you beat Argentina, then yes, you're good enough to finish at the podium at the Olympics.
All right. All right. It's noted. Kennedy Idris, quickly.
Yeah. I sat down to watch this, the first game against the US, then also took a look at the Argentine team, the Argentine game. Now, it's not about the scoreline for me. Why I'm excited. It's about the play.
The play.
I watched these guys and I saw, number one, the synergy. And then when we had about 46 players in camp, we were talking of the last 13, 15 that will be selected. We had 13 players from the NBA. We thought everybody's going to be selected from the NBA. But no, Mike Brown wanted to see what you can do, what you can bring to the table. And he made his selection and was seeing it now. Mike Brown's imprint on the team is what we're seeing now. Look at how many shots we're getting from, the 3-arc, where it is so hard for us to have that. When you have that going to some, a reliable level, then you're going somewhere.
Right.
Then also the players turning up big. Like Austin said, the names, whether it's from Jamaica, it's from US, wherever, they are playing for Nigeria, and we should enjoy that. And with what we've seen, the US team playing 54 exhibition games and losing only 4. This 4 is from losing to Nigeria and Australia. So that tells you they don't even take exhibition games for joke.
All right.
So if we can't beat them, then it is something to be written or to be said about this team.
Okay, all right. So exciting times ahead, like I said. Fingers crossed we'll see what's going to happen. Let's move on. Well, the long-awaited event has taken place. A lot of us wanted to see how Team Nigeria will depart. With 10 days to go, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, on behalf of the President, unveiled Team Nigeria's kit for the multi-sport event. Of course, this unveiling was done during the send-forth ceremony for the athletes, and it took place at the State House Banquet Center yesterday. Let's allow you to listen to the Vice President and, of course, see the pictures. And, of course, we'll come back to talk on how the athletes were sent to Tokyo.
When the games begin on July the 23rd, 2021, you will, as Team Nigeria, be joining other athletes from over 210 countries and territories of the world in the biggest and most spectacular sporting event on the planet, the Olympic Games. Every one of you participating in the Games is opening a page in history for yourselves, for your families, for your communities, and of course for our great nation. Your performance at the Games will inscribe your names in national and world sporting history. And you carry the hopes and aspirations of millions as you compete in Tokyo. But you will, in this endeavor, have the assurance of the prayers and the best wishes of all of us Nigerians. You will also carry with you the encouragement of the great exploits of Nigerian Olympians before you. Such legends as Chioma Ajunwan, who won the gold medal at the 1996 Olympics for the long jump and became the first black African woman to win an Olympic gold medal in a field event. Of course, the Super Eagles in 1996, who won the gold medal for football. That was a team that had the greats, including Daniel Amokachi, Augustine Okocha, Celestine Babayaro, Sunday Olise, Taribo West, Kano Wanko, Abiodun Olufemi, Emmanuel Amuneke, Emmanuel Babayaro, Gaba Lawal, Joseph Dosu, Kingsley Obieko, Mobi Obaraku, Uche Okechukwu, Cecilin Fatusi, Victor Ekpeba, and of course Wilson Oruma. That was the year we defeated the world's best footballing nation. And in the year 2000 in Sydney, again we beat the world. We beat the best in the world. We won the gold in the 4x400 meters relay after the American team was disqualified for using performance-enhancing drugs. That was the team which had Clement Chukwu and the late Sunday Bada, Enyefiong, Udo Obong, Jude Moye, and 2 other members of the team who were part of the Heats, Fidelis Gadzama and Nduka Awazio. So you stand on the shoulders of giants, and with the quality and intensity of the training that you've received and your exploits during the qualification series for the Olympic Games, some of which we've seen already, I'm confident that by God's grace, you will again make history and beat the best in the world.
A fitting way to send forth the athletes, and there's nothing to add to what the Vice President has said. I mean, I was nodding my head all through. I mean, no better words to encourage athletes as they go on to represent their country, and just to tell them that all of us are behind them. They're carrying the hopes and aspirations of all millions of Nigerians. So there's this really...
I'm having chills. You know, I've listened to this speech like twice or, you know, like 3 times. And every time I have these chills all around me. I'm thinking the athletes, what would they be feeling as of the time? You feel like the Olympics should come.
All right. Let's also talk about one of the athletes, one of the Tokyo-bound athletes, Enoch Adegoke, and what Edo State is doing for him. Of course, the Edo State government is supporting him. It's no longer news. And with a sum of $10,000. That's what we hear to ensure that, you know, the preparation is going according to plan. There are no issues and everything is... of course, we all know that Adegoke is currently the 100 meters champion after winning at the national trials. He has a time of 10.00 seconds and he has qualified for the Olympics. And he had a Zoom meeting with the deputy governor of Edo State. Let's just allow you enjoy that interaction, and of course the fact that Edo State standing tall, supporting Enoch, and hopefully at the end of the day, something will come out of this.
We are watching you, and we are also supporting you, and that sprint, that small effort that you need to win, we are praying that you get that luck and get that effort. Don't be under pressure. Just be yourself. And with your training and determination and with support that we are giving you, you will come home with a gold medal. The governor has asked that I should pass on this message to you too. He has asked that I give you $10,000 and that just go there, win and come home, and we will give you the Edo package. You already start seeing packages already. You have an SUV already waiting for you. So you can imagine more things that will be waiting for you. Don't forget, Edo is an investment destination now. There are a lot of activities going on in Edo. I'm sure, come on with the gold medal, one of those things will be waiting for you too in Edo.
I thank the state government, the governor, the deputy governor, and the whole government at large for this support. And I promise I will do my best, and I trust God for the best as well. And I promise to make the state proud. I promise to make AFN proud. I promise to make Nigeria proud. I believe that everything will be fine. You know, my training has been fine. God helping my coach. God has been helping us really, Coach Adegoke, and by the end of the Olympics, I believe everything will be joyous. And once again, I really thank the deputy governor for this initiative, and I believe this will not be the last as well by God's grace. And you know, as Mr. Ezurali said, a lot of competitions are loaded for us next year. I believe this support will help me in this game and subsequent competitions as well. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, I'm very happy. But my happiness, there's a sore taste. I'm looking at the guys, and I'm like, if we didn't mess it up with the qualification and all that, you join him with Divine and all the other guys, we will have been a sure bet for a medal in the relay. For the individuals, I mean, I'm not saying anything can't happen, but if you just, I mean, you were telling me off air about, of course, having 2 of the fastest guys.
Because I was there. And that was the chit-chat the news were having, especially amongst the sport reporters.
Oh, there's no use crying over spilled milk.
Yes,
we know we're not going to be there. But
Enoch on that day, having to interview him, it was as diplomatic as possible. They gave their all. They gave everything. You need to watch that race, and you saw a set of guys who gave everything.
And imagine having all of them together in a relay.
Jerry Jackpa, Enoch Adegoke. You're talking of Ushe Orisha Shekiri. The likes of Divine couldn't be here. You know, you're having 2. We're talking 4 fast guys, and 2 are not there. So you had to bring in 2 that are not as fast as them. And you're talking 1 and 2 not there. So you had to start from 3, 4, then join 5, 6. You can imagine.
What could have been?
What could have been? I guess, like you said, no need crying over split milk.
Yeah.
It's already gone.
It's gone.
But for the individuals, I think we're having a time where we can just sit back and hope, these guys go in there. And sometimes you ask for a little bit of, spot luck to go your way. If you're talking of being fast, I think the times they've all returned from, Divine to Enoch have all been amazing,
All
very
right.
beautiful.
All right.
We just want to, that little push or probably the atmosphere or something
luck.
will spur them on. And then the luck. I keep saying it. I don't believe in luck, but when it comes to sport, you need a slice of it just to, pad you to, that next level where you want to be.
I remember Atlanta 96. Before then, the fastest man, in my opinion, was Linford Christie.
Okay.
Something happens. I think he jumped the gun. It was rolled up. And I was expecting Frankie Fredericks
to take over.
And from nowhere, Donovan Bailey became the fastest man in the world. So I agree with you that things like that can happen.
Anything happens.
But let me go to Austin. I'm very sure Austin is not going to cry over spilt milk like we are. I mean, it's painful to think of what could have been with the guys. With the guys who could have gotten all of them together in a relay. I'm not saying anything cannot happen with the individuals, but it's a tough call, to be honest. Patriotism aside, is a tough call. But your take on you listen to Enoch and he says he's going to do his best. I'm hoping his best will be enough.
It is, I mean, very uplifting, the things that I'm, hearing about Nigeria's preparations for the Olympics, and what Edo State government just did. We should say well done to them because just in case people don't know, Enoch Adegoke is not originally from Edo State. This is a testament that we can be one Nigeria, that we can be our brothers' keepers. Edo got me emotional with this gesture to Enoch Adegoke. $10,000 SUV waiting for him. The words from the deputy governor was so assuring, telling him that, look, just go represent the country, give your best. Enoch Adegoke is the fastest man in Nigeria at the moment. When you take this sort of support into the Olympics, it just tells you have to do more. And I just want to wish him all the best and charge other sports administrators, other states, that this is what we should do. Akwa Ibom State can support an athlete from Oyo. Oyo State government can support an athlete from Bauchi. If we start doing all of these things and we key into the Adopt campaign, we'll see that we'll give more support to our athletes, and then we'll get back to those glory days where welfare was never a problem for sportsmen and women in Nigeria.
All right.
I love this story because I believe it's going to motivate our athletes as they go to the Olympics. Kudos to the Edo State government, Bayelsa State government, all the states that have supported athletes. Well done. Let's keep it going.
All right, let's keep it going. Okay, so it's time to move on the show. We're done with the Olympics. It's time to move on. Let's go to football now and take a look at the Aiteo Cup. Let's look at matches for tomorrow. That's it. Aiteo Cup round of 16 matches. Let's take a look at the fixtures. We reel it out and we go on to talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League. Let me take a quick stab at it. What you have on your screen: Gateway United will take on Wiki Tourists. Kasuya United will take on Gombe United. Green Beret will take on Sunshine Stars. Abia Warriors up against Niger Tornadoes. Plateau United will take on Nasarawa United. Heartland will take on Rivers United. Bayelsa United will take on Lobby Stars. And of course, is the nature of the competition. We expect to see a lot of upsets. It's hard to call. You never know because of the nature of the competition. You always expect to see upsets. All right. So that's the Aiteo Cup. But let's talk about the one we're going to dwell on for a few minutes. Let's talk about Nigeria Professional Football League. We take ourselves back 2 days and take a look at what happened on Sunday and what appears like a team in pole position to win the league. That's the results that you have on your screen. We did not go over this again because we've looked at it, but for those who don't know, that's what happened over the weekend. And that result, the one on top, will interest a lot of people. You know, we said it was going to be a season-defining game.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be so. Akwa United didn't choke.
Yeah,
they did what they had to do. And it didn't matter whether it was many goals or one. Victory is victory. It's 3 points.
You know what made this match even way more peculiar for them to get all 3 points? If you had won normally, you're keeping yourself right there. But you're playing against another team that is in the title chase.
So you're keeping
them at bay, at distance. Now, on that same day, after doing your home business, now this is what we say about luck in football. You had Nasarawa losing, Kano Pillars
losing.
Enyimba, you ensured they lost because you played against Enyimba. So you're having 3 teams that are already on your neck, being, put on the side. Now you're opening a 5-point lead, right there at the top. And also look at the massive goal difference that Akwa United have got. Plus 21. Nasarawa coming closely behind us, plus 12. You're talking of massive goal difference in case anything goes wrong, and then it has to be tied on goals. You're already putting yourself in a clear place. So that match was a definer. And we saw the celebration in Akwa Ibom.
All right, this is how it stands. 6 matches to go. After match day 32, this is what it looks like, and that's it on your screen. The team's in red. You don't want your team to be in red because that's a dangerous position to be. But the first 2, we know what's going to be like. The team in the 3rd position as well get a chance to be on the continent, and the FA Cup, the Aiteo Cup winners too get. But the top 2, very interesting. Akwa United and Nasarawa United right up there on your screen. But let me go to Austin. After match day 32, it looks like it's hard to bet against Akwa United.
To be careful. I mean, this is football, anything can happen. And if you look at it, look at the guys from 2nd, 3rd, 4th, they all have 55 points. There's Enyimba in 5th position with 54 points. What are we talking about? Akwa United should maybe have 1 draw or 1 loss, then they are in a very dangerous position. They must not blink. If they want to win the league title, they don't have to blink. And that's the mentality that I saw against the Enyimba. Watch how they kept pushing and pushing and pushing until the final minutes of the game where they got that penalty. I think that's all they've been telling themselves, that you can't go 18 games unbeaten in a season, set a league record, and then you don't win the game. Though a lot of persons have talked about this penalty call, but he had the run at goal and the pressure was there. They got it when they needed to, and that's character. So it was good that they won this one and then opened up that lead on top of the table. 5 points lead now for Akwa United. And if you look at it, it's very tough. Their next game is against Rivers United. Rivers United is 3rd on the log. If they don't win that game, then there's going to be a problem because Rivers United will also climb, and then it will cut down to 2. There's also a Nasarawa United that is going to play MFM, but Nasarawa United will play MFM in Lafia. Nasarawa United, they've been rampant with goals. They are the highest scoring team in the league so far. There is also Kano Pillars. Kano Pillars will play Dakada. If Kano Pillars wins, the pressure is still on also. So Akwa United, they need to play either for a win or a draw against Rivers United. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem. There is Enyimba. Enyimba's next match is against Jigawa Golden Stars. So it tells you that this league title fight is not yet over. It's going down the wire. And if Akwa United needs to win it, they must be careful. They must be ensure that if they are not winning, they are not losing. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem.
All right, and to their credit, they've done that all season.
Exactly.
And that's why a lot of people are beginning to say, if there's a team based on current form who can go to tough places and get something.
We can talk about 18 matches unbeaten and all of that, but it's not been an easy season for Akwa themselves. At the point they were not properly in the title chase. Kano Pillars has been there, Nasarawa has been there, Kwara was there for a long, long time. But they kept on doing the work. And why this game particularly looked like a season definer or a season changer, it's against Enyimba. It's one of those teams that can shock you. Also, we saw how it went all the way almost to the final minute before they got that goal. But it's them keeping, hopes alive, and they got that goal. I think this game will be the thing they need to push them finally to the end.
All right. So I guess we'll leave it at that for now. We need to go on a break. When we return from the break, we'll spend a few minutes we have left to talk about the aftermath of the Euro 2020 Championship. So we'll go on that break and come back for more on Sports Tonight. All right, welcome back. So it's time to talk about the Euros. And Kenny Idris, first, let me ask you, were you surprised by the outcome?
I wasn't. I felt both teams had a good chance to be the winners. Some people have Italy's bet. None of the teams I saw better than the other.
Did you feel that Southgate restrained his players? A lot of people felt if they had gone for it, they had more potential.
I saw that. If you watch the semi-final game, Italy against Spain, Spain made Italy walk. Spain made Italy bring out that defensive, nature that we know of the team.
Right.
And they had to really do that. I think England did not really push them to that wire.
Boss parade, the Italians.
Yes.
Their series. They're winning the tournament for the second time, first time 1968. Roberto Mancini.
Exactly.
A lot of people didn't expect this from him. Brought back his old guys, people that played with him at Sampdoria. I mean, that
we had known for a while.
We had known for a while.
And something beautiful he did with this team also. The whole philosophy of an average Italian team was taken away.
Yeah.
Not a defensive team.
Not
this
a defensive
Italian
mindset.
Team is an attacking team, proper and proper.
And a sprinkling of Brazilian.
Exactly.
Yeah, three or four. But let me go to Austin quickly. You're seeing this. It meant a lot to the Italians, Austin, and they're celebrating. They're happy. I mean, what else can we say? People like Chiellini. A lot of people thought, just go and hang your boots at 36, winning his first title with the senior national team. I mean, what a story for the Italians.
That's impossible. Is nothing. Look, I told my guys that Chiellini and Bonucci are defenders of the universe. What a performance they gave to this Euro Championship. They fought, not just both of them, the entire Italian team. You could see in that final that the moment they got that equalizer, they snatched that game and it was clean for them. They kept it and ensured that they soaked pressure on England, that they were not able to do any form of attack. I said it to anyone that wants to listen. Look, when you get to a final game, there must be a winner, and Italy did everything that they needed to do to win it. And what a run they've had. Proud to this competition. Come on. It's just persons who have not been following to see the amount of work that Roberto Mancini has done with this Italian team. The only time that they were pushed to the extreme was against Spain. And that's because Spain, I remember I told you, were tired of having that lucky tag on them. So they wanted to do something big. And they fought against Italy. And when you get to penalties, it's a game of dice. And Italy won it against Spain. So when you get to the final, you just have to push. And they pushed and they got everything that they needed against England and then pushed it to penalties. And penalties gave it to them. Quite unfortunate, England didn't win it. I was telling Amarachi the other day on the wall today that the vibes I saw before the final, it was beautiful. It would have been beautiful to see this happening in London. But football said no. Maybe they need to go back and see whether they can, refine whatever formation that or objective they have for their football and bounce back. England got to the semi-finals at Russia
the World
2018.
Cup.
Now they are in the final of the Euros. Let's watch out for them in 2022.
They're on track. All right, let's flip the coin now and talk about England. Some very unpleasant stories coming out of England, and of course talks about racist remarks, rearing his head again. Just when you thought that, look, it's the beautiful game, let's enjoy football, some persons will come up with things like this, and he had to take someone at the highest level to address this because it's that bad. Let's listen to the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson address the fans, making such racist remarks and giving a rebuke to those involved.
Millions of people across this country. I woke up this morning sad and rueful, but also filled with pride and hope and with thanks to Gareth Southgate and the whole England squad for the best campaign by any England team in any tournament that I can remember. They made history, they lifted our spirits, they brought joy to this country, and I know that they will continue to do so. And to those who have been directing racist abuse at some of the players, I say shame on you, and I hope you will crawl back under the rock from which you emerged. Because this entire team played like heroes, and I'm sure that this is just the beginning of their achievements, and I say bring on Qatar next year, and let's also dare to start to hope that together with Ireland, our United Kingdom can host the World Cup in 2030.
Swift response from the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Austin, everything's happening on your hand. It's going to be a parting shot on the show, by the way. I like the response. I like what Southgate said. Look, don't blame the players. Blame me. I made the selection. It wasn't the players. Jose Mourinho also, of course, Mr. Controversial, accused the senior players of leaving that kind of responsibility for Bukayo Saka. Where is Sterling? Where is Anderson? But what do you make of all of that? Before we let you go, what do you make? I like that response, and I also like Southgate backing his players.
Yeah, Southgate has said it that, look, yes, it's painful, it's disappointing. He has called on the fans that, look, don't give up on this team. And that's why it's such a shame. I mean, all these racial abuses that have been flying are such a shame, so disgusting and so low. And I'm glad that the Metropolitan Police are on it. You know, you throw any form of racist abuse and they're coming after you, you know. And Boris Johnson made perfect remarks saying that, look, this team, they've made the country happy. When did England see final last? You know, and what these guys don't know, this racist, what they're doing is they're attacking the future of English football. You're going against Bukayo Saka, he's 19, Jadon Sancho, 20. You're going against Marcus Rashford, 23. 21. Persons who still have a lot to give to their country at this tender age. They even made it to the final, and you're so stupid to throw around racist abuse and to bring them down. No, you're not doing that. And that's why Gareth Southgate said, look, guys, I know what this is. Even if they were not blacks, fans can be that silly, you know. And that's why we need to put some sanity into football. The game is fair play, you know. So I just hope that everybody will get to understand that it's not win at all costs. There are positives for English football in this Euro final that they lost. Just go back and clean it up. There's a World Cup coming. There's a lot they can still do with this team. I'm so proud of this team. It's very decent, and I know that they will go places here.
All right. So, Austin, I want to thank you for your time on the show. We'll do this again later in the week.
Always a delight. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be on the show. Thank you.
All right. Parting shot, Kehinde Idris. Nobody likes racist remarks, and I like the way it's been handled.
Yes, I like the way it's been handled. Just a little, you know, I want a little steer. I think there is too much talking. Reason why at a point some black players stopped taking the knee is having no more effect. The racist abuse is still ongoing. Now, I saw a placard that says, tolerating racism is also racism. Now, tolerating meaning you're saying this, but there are no actions to back it.
Okay.
I think I want to see more on that.
All right. We'd love to see more. That's how the cookie crumbles. That's how we wrap things up on the show tonight. Kehinde Idris, I want to thank you for your time. It's always fun doing this with you.
It's always fun. So, you know,
and the conversation never ends.
And
we take it out.
Does.
All right. That's the show for today. Thanks for joining us. We'll be here again tomorrow. I'm Adegoke. Bye-bye now.